Almost puked. Not used to the teleporter yet. I'll explain what the hell's going on in a second, or maybe I won't because I don't want to give everything away yet. So let's just say an evil self-aware computer sent me into a virtual world to help fight back against the evil, shitty corporations that are trying to sell this bullshit. So this computer, I guess, is called the DLCT, and it's hell-bent on causing a video game crash, just like the one that happened in the 80s. But the good news here is there's also a good computer named Proxy who also became self-aware at the exact same time, but I'm sure at some point we will learn the backstory of these characters. But today is not that episode. Today, why have I been teleported into Mad Max? Well, I'll give you a good reason why. Because it's fucking awesome. That's why. And my job on JKB, yes, it's got a new name, is to bring you the lowdown. I'm never using that word again. The goods. I'm not using that either. My job is simple. I watch the Avengers. I realize I'm a fucking Avenger. For your entertainment, if you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean, but I'm basically a fucking, like, 7th Avenger, or whatever they're up to now. I avenge the shitty entertainment. No, wait. I avenge you guys seeing the shitty entertainment. Dude, I don't know how this works yet. I'm just here to tell you what to see and what not to see. But you still have to form your own opinions. I'm leaning down because there's a microphone here. Yeah, so let's get into why Mad Max is apparently... Wait, what? 10 out of 10... you're wondering why? Well, I'm switching up the format. That's fucking right. It's my show. I do what I want. No, actually, I didn't come up with this idea. I'd like to thank Josh for this idea. But the point here is, I'm going to score things right off the bat. 10 out of 10. Boom. There it goes. But as we go into the review, the score can drop based on different aspects of the film or the game. Now, we're going to do Mad Max right now really quickly because, you know, most of you have probably seen it, but I want to kind of share my thoughts on Mad Max. So right now it's a 10 out of 10. As we go through, yes, you know, it might go down. It might go up. I don't know. But there's so many aspects to a film we'll have to see. The other thing is I normally do ask you guys questions. And at this point in time, because I just moved and I didn't have the internet, I didn't have enough time to ask you guys. But I would really, really appreciate if you like the Facebook group, link down below by my cock. That is going to allow you to ask the questions. From now on Twitter, on Facebook, or whatever you want to post, I will compile all of your questions and boom, we'll post them back there. Just sort of like that, except less homoerotic. Or maybe more. I don't know yet. I always wanted to do that. Here's the thing about this movie. There are so many shots in Mad Max. I can't even tell you how many shots in Mad Max where they only last about, I don't know, a split second, 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 2 seconds. Almost every single shot is boom in your face and you're on to the next one, you're on to the next one, you're on to the next one. What makes a good action film? I've got a keen eye for cinematography and I noticed something. I noticed that every single shot focused your attention to the exact center of the frame, and that is something very important in cinema when you're cutting shots that are only 3 to 5 seconds long or even a split second long. You do not want the audience to veer off to the right or to the left, and this is something Mad Max does so well. If you were to take any action scene in Mad Max and put your finger on the center screen, you will notice that your attention should be placed on the center of the screen. That way when it cuts to the next shot, the attention's boom right in front of you. You, as the viewer, do not need to move your eyes and try to catch all of those subtleties because they put them right in the middle of the frame. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, is one reason why Mad Max is fucking incredible. 2 would be the fact that the script itself, well, it hardly exists. It's mostly Mad Max goes from point A to B, kills some people, saves the day. Well, there's something very subtle about this, and that would be the fact that everything is acted through the eyeballs. All of these shots, like I said, were very, very, very fast-paced, quick shots. There are some slowdowns in the film, but for an action film, to be able to act as good as Tom Hardy did, as good as Charlize did, these actors went through hell. I mean, shot after shot after shot. I heard, and I'm not making this bullshit up, there was over 2,000 hours edited down to 1.5 hours long. That is fucking ridiculous. By the way, George Miller his wife, she's the mastermind behind the editing, and I'd like to give her an applause because she did an amazing job. But let's get to the direction of this film. Who in their right mind would think, you know, in this day and age, that a film with hardly any dialogue where you just drive across the desert would be enough of a film to keep me interested for an hour and a half, an hour 40 minutes? Holy shit. Yes, okay, we'll get into the story because this is where the important part happens. It is a post-apocalyptic world that we are in Mad Max, and I mean, it's one of my favorite of all time. I've always loved the original trilogy. To see it shot digitally like this, yes, they didn't shoot on film, they shot digitally, but to see it in all of its glory, and some of the shots are some of the best you will ever see. It's crystal clear. I mean crystal, like you could pour wine into it. No, what do you pour into crystal glasses? Like Chardonnay or some shit? I don't know. It's not like I get dates and bring girls fucking wine. You guys know that. I'm as single as like one fucking shoe at the bottom of a river. It's fucking horrible. I cry myself to sleep. This film has heart. It has emotion. It's deep. It's impactful. I mean, I could keep going about this 10 out of 10 film, and it's still a 10 out of 10. I haven't even dropped it at all because music, acting, cinematography, the way it's shot, the story, everything about this screams a sequel, of course, because I want to live in this world. But it's just, I needed to make this video and talk about how important film like this is to our day and age. It's not easy for me to tell you how impactful a film like this is to me. It's something you need to see for yourself. It's something that you need to go see at the theater. If you haven't seen Mad Max in the theater, I highly, highly, highly suggest you get to the theater right now and watch the best, and I'll call it the best action movie I personally have ever seen ever. There's not a single flaw in this film. From point A to point Z, there is nothing